I work a lot with kind of environmental sensing or something very immersive. So I need to feel this. So if the first thing I do in the morning is write an email or have a meeting, then the freshness of the mind is kind of ruined. So the first thing I do is to find something tactile that has a lot of detail in it. In my studio or something, I'd have like these kind of little objects around me. So one is like I have a little alligator skull, or I have like some feathers, or some like rocks, or just something from the landscape I'm working on. I create like virtual landscapes, so from actual places. So I need something around me that reminds me of the texture to get the feeling, to sort of get this strange sensation in your body where you start like imagining and sensing. I have like little objects with me, like a beetle or a rock, a plant, that's related to whatever I'm working on. And then when I work on another project, I remove these objects and I bring in other objects. I have like a crystallized feather, a crystallized flamingo feather. I have these little salt rocks that I scanned for the work. I think I have like a leaf, a dry leaf, but mainly these little rocks from the landscape, and like a huge salt crystal. So it's like this big. It's pretty big for the salt crystal, with a completely flat surface. So it looks like a dice. It looks like it's made by a machine or something, but we just picked it over to the water. So these are elements that reminds me of, they make me think about things that actually become part of my artwork. I start building a landscape. I invite like sound artists, animators, and different people to participate. And I just send them material and they kind of like start responding to it. And I don't know the final form. It just has to be in here in this box. But I don't really know what it is. So you have to learn that through the process of making it. So I work with a lot of structure, many interlinking elements, and many collaborators. This requires a kind of structure. So when I make a project, I think about a theme, some tools, a way of showing the work, and I need to build this frame. And I build this very early on so that people I work with don't have to question that frame, kind of. They're comfortable being in it as the artists they are, if they make sound, music, colors, or something. I never know what the final artwork is until I start, because it's made with the landscape. So I can't, if I enter it with too preconceived a notion of exactly what I want to make, I will be creating something from the human mind, kind of, from the position I'm in right now, in culture, conversation, design, art shows. So I try to put this away and then just enter the environment and then kind of pick up things and sense them and try to put them together. But then by having this initial frame, they still have to fit within that to technically be able to be used in any way. I grew up the super countryside, and outside all the time, like these Steiner schools, like no toys and all this kind of thing, growing up like that in Denmark, in the coast. But then at the same time, when I was a teenager, computers arrived where you could really interact with three-dimensional landscapes. So these two things just really connected with me right away. And I pretty much wanted to be an artist the whole time. But then the biggest shift for me was really that in the beginning, when I made art, I was like 19 or something, where I thought, okay, I really want to do shows. Like, this was just where I really felt attracted to, what I was really inspired by. Started making my virtual worlds, and then I made paintings of the virtual worlds. And the big shift happened when I was like, I'm just gonna make the virtual worlds and these like installations instead of make paintings of them. And this is pretty much the point where everything really changed for me. So I came out of like thinking I was supposed to do a certain behavior in order to be an artist. And as soon as I left that expectation, I was able to actually be an artist.